A very good morning to all the students. Myself, Mala Purva, PGT of Physical Education in Army Public School, Bhujan. So I welcome all the students in your online physical education class. So students, today we are going to start our third unit, that is Yoga and Lifestyle. So today we are going to study about yoga. So there is some theory part also and there is practical, more practical. So firstly we'll understand the theory part and then we'll shift towards our practical because we have to perform many yoga asanas. So students, we'll start with meaning of yoga. So yoga is the oldest form, oldest way of dealing with fitness of human body, human spirit and mind. All these three things we are dealing with these. So the word yoga, it is derived from Sanskrit word that is yoga, which means to unite or to join, right? So yoga is an oldest form which has been derived from a Sanskrit word. So there are many definitions of yoga. Like yoga is a science which deals with the health of body and harmony of mind, right? So it deals with your health of body and harmony of your mind. Next definition is according to Swami Digambarji, that yoga is a union of Atma and Paramatma. So yoga is the union of Atma and Paramatma. That means yoga unites your Atma with the God, that is Paramatma. So yoga is a union of Atma and Paramatma. Yoga, it unites our inner soul with the God. It helps to make us physically fit, also mentally healthy. So yoga, the oldest known science of self-development, has been found to be the answer to modern mission age, is man's deepest need. It solves the problem of health, physical fitness and peace of mind. Yoga teaches us how to improve and control the condition of every part of our body. Now we'll shift towards importance of yoga. Why yoga is important and how important yoga is for our day-to-day activities. So next is your importance of yoga. Yoga is important. So now we'll study importance of yoga. Yoga is a very important part in our life to being physically fit and mentally healthy. So number one is your reduce tension. Yoga helps us to reduce tension. If we'll practice regular yoga, it will definitely help us to reduce our tension and it will make our mind peaceful and healthy. Next is your improves concentration. Yes, it is also very important that yoga helps to improve our concentration. When you start meditating, it helps to gain mentally peace and it keeps your mind healthy. So, regular practicing of yoga helps to improve the concentration. Third one is your cleans respiratory organs. There are some asanas and some pranayams which helps to clean the respiratory organs, the organs which help us to breathe, like our lungs, and nowadays in the situation of COVID, these asanas which help to keep healthy our respiratory organs are very important. So we have to practice and we have to motivate others also to practice all the asanas which helps to improve our lung capacity. Fourth one is your control sense organ. Yoga help us to control our sense organs. Like various techniques of yoga develop the ability to control the sense organs. It develops them to function properly according to the individual's need. Fifth one is your cures various diseases. Yes, of course, yoga is very important because it cures various diseases. The diseases which have been not cured by the medicine, but yoga definitely, it helps us to cure. So next is your reduce obesity. Yes, yoga also helps to reduce your weight. The overweight, this is the very common problem nowadays, that people or children are gaining weight very fast, due to having, unhealthy diet, eating junk food. So yoga helps to reduce the obesity or to reduce the overweight. If you regularly practice yoga, definitely it will decrease your weight. It will, help in reducing the weight. Seventh point is that is important, keeps the correct posture. If you regularly practice yoga, definitely it will help to keep your posture correct, whether it is standing posture or whether it is sitting posture. It will definitely help to improve your posture. Eighth one is your increases flexibility. So yoga, definitely it will help to increase your flexibility. It will increase your range of motion. There are many asanas in which slowly you increase your flexibility. When in initial stages you start practicing yoga, your flexibility level will be very low, but day by day, when you practice yoga every day, it will definitely increase your flexibility. So just try this. If you have lack of flexibility, but after practicing yoga, definitely your flexibility will be improved. So these all are the importance of yoga. Yoga help in all these points, but this is not only 8 points in which we study the importance of yoga. There are many benefits, many importance of yoga. While you will practice in your life, while you practice in your day-to-day life, you will definitely come to know more importance of yoga. So after yoga, now we'll shift towards our next topic. Next topic is asanas as preventive measures. So now we'll study about asanas and what are the preventive measures of asanas, how asanas prevent us from various diseases, or we can say lifestyle diseases. There are various lifestyle diseases. So one by one, each lifestyle and preventive measures we'll study. So firstly, what do you understand by asanas? So asanas are the slow stretching exercises. We can say asanas are slow stretching exercises. So students, asanas are classified into following types, that is meditative asanas, relaxative asanas and cultural or corrective asanas. These are the 3 classifications of asanas only, right? Meditative asana is also known as Muktasana, which by a word you can understand that dhyan mukt means dhyan, to concentrate. So meditative asanas are those asanas in which you can meditate, right? So like Padmasana, then Swastikasana, then Vajrasana, Gomukhasana. These all asanas are meditative asanas. These asanas should be practiced in peaceful atmosphere. They increase the concentration power, right? So all the meditative asanas should be practiced in peaceful places. So next is your relaxative asana. So relaxative asana, from the word itself you can relate that it is related to relaxation of your body. So these asanas are practiced to relax your body. So there are many asanas like Shavasana, Muktasana, by which you can relax your body. So these asanas help to relax of physical relaxation of. So these asanas can help in the relaxation of physical and mental fatigue. When you are physically or mentally fatigued, so relaxative asana will help to reduce that fatigue. They provide relaxation of our body and mind. Third is your cultural or corrective asana. So cultural or corrective asanas. Corrective means to correct your body posture, to correct your diseases. So corrective asanas. There are, Shalabhasana, Bhujangasana, then Mayurasana, Paschimottanasana. All these asanas are correct asanas with which you can correct your diseases, with which you can correct your postures. Like these are very helpful in physical development. They provide efficiency to pranayam, pratyahara and dharana, right? So these asanas are cultural. It means ki they are followed from a very long years back. They are followed from our ancient times. So these asanas are followed from our ancient time. That's why it is cultural asanas. It helps to correct our body postures, or it helps to correct many diseases. So next we'll study given below are the benefits of preventive diseases. So these all we have studied till now. Next we are going to study various yoga asanas. So there are many various yoga asanas which we will practice. So now we'll shift towards our practicing session, where we'll practice all the yoga asanas one by one, and we'll discuss their benefits also. So I'll just name a few asanas and with their lifestyle diseases, that which lifestyle diseases, and in that lifestyle diseases which asanas will help to prevent that diseases. So now we'll study the different lifestyle diseases and yoga asanas which help to prevent these lifestyle. So students, next topic is your various lifestyle diseases and how to cure these lifestyle diseases with the help of yoga asanas. So firstly, there are 5 lifestyle diseases which we are going to study in this unit, and we'll practice different yoga asanas to cure these 5 lifestyle diseases. So number 1 is your obesity. We'll study about obesity and what are the different yoga asanas by which we can cure obesity. So there are Vajrasana, Hastotansana and Trikonasana. With the help of these asanas, we can cure obesity. Next is your diabetes. So diabetes, the various asanas to cure diabetes are Bhujangasana, Paschimottanasana and Pavan Muktasana. With the help of these asanas, we can cure diabetes. Third lifestyle disease is your asthma, which is related to your lungs, related to your breathing problem. When individuals suffer with breathing, inhale and exhale. So in that case, there are following yoga asanas. By practicing these asanas, you can cure asthma. That is Sukhasana, Chakrasana, Gomukhasana, Parvatasana. So with the help of these asanas, you can cure asthma. Fourth one is your hypertension. So hypertension, for curing hypertension, Tadasana, Vajrasana, Bhujangasana and Shavasana. All these asanas you can practice to cure hypertension. Fifth one is your back pain, which is related to your posture. So to cure back pain, you can practice Tadasana, Ardha, Matsyendrasana, Chakrasana and Bhujangasana. So now we'll practice all these asanas physically. So I request all the students also, so that in your home, whenever you will get time, in the morning or in the evening session, just keep 30 minutes to practice yoga and practice all these yoga asanas. So we'll start one by one. We'll practice one by one all the asanas. So let's get started. So students, we have studied in yoga and lifestyle that what is the meaning of yoga, what is the importance of yoga in our life, and then classification of yoga, how many types of asanas are there, and then different lifestyle diseases, what are different lifestyle diseases, and how we can cure or prevent by practicing yoga all the different lifestyle diseases. So students, obesity is gaining weight in simple language. So obesity is abnormal or excessive fat accumulation in our body. When an individual accumulate excessive fat due to eating junk food or not practicing physical activities. So there are many causes of obesity. Imbalance between your calories intake and calories expended. lack of physical activities, when an individual is not performing any of the physical activities and only intake of calorie is happening. Third one is your genetics. Obesity is that kind of disease which travel from one generation to another. If in your family any of your family member is having this lifestyle disease, that is obesity, definitely it will transfer into your next generation also. Fourth is your poor diet. When you have poor diet means it doesn't poor diet doesn't mean that you are not having proper food, you are not having food. Poor diet means when you are having excessive amount of junk food, oily food, so it will help to gain more fat in your body and it will cause obesity. So this is obesity. So what are the different asanas which will help to correct obesity are Vajrasana. You can perform Vajrasana, Hastotansana, then Trikonasana, and then Ardha Matsyendrasana. So these are the asanas which will help to reduce your obesity.
So, students, now we will practice some yoga asanas which will help to cure all the 5 lifestyle diseases. So, we'll start with Surya Namaskar. Surya Namaskar, or salute to the sun, or sun salutation. It is a sequence of 12 graceful linked asanas. So, we will perform one by one. So, students, after performing some yoga asanas, next is your presentation of yoga and lifestyle. So, after watching this presentation, you will be able to understand the unit very easily. So, watch the presentation very carefully.
At some point between the 1st and 5th century CE, the Hindu sage Patanjali began to codify the ancient meditative traditions practiced throughout India. He recorded techniques nearly as old as Indian civilization itself in 196 manuals called the Yoga Sutras. These texts defined yoga as the yoking or restraining of the mind from focusing on external objects, in efforts to reach a state of pure consciousness. Over time, yoga came to incorporate physical elements from gymnastics and wrestling. Today, there are a multitude of approaches to modern yoga, though most still maintain the 3 core elements of Patanjali's practice: physical postures, breathing exercises, and spiritual contemplation. This blend of physical and mental exercise is widely believed to have a unique set of health advantages, such as improving strength and flexibility, boosting heart and lung function, and enhancing psychological well-being. But what have contemporary studies shown regarding the benefits of this ancient tradition? Despite attempts by many researchers, it's tough to make specific claims about yoga's advantages. Its unique combination of activities makes it difficult to determine which component is producing a specific health benefit. Additionally, yoga studies are often made up of small sample sizes that lack diversity, and the heavy reliance on self-reporting makes results subjective. However, there are some health benefits that have more robust scientific support than others. Let's start with flexibility and strength. Twisting your body into yoga's physical postures stretches multiple muscle groups. In the short term, stretching can change the water content of these muscles, ligaments, and tendons to make them more elastic. Over time, regular stretching stimulates stem cells, which then differentiate into new muscle tissue and other cells that generate elastic collagen. Frequent stretching also reduces the body's natural reflex to constrict muscles, improving your pain tolerance for feats of flexibility. Researchers haven't found that any one form of yoga improves flexibility more than another, so the impact of specific postures is unclear. But like other low-impact exercises, yoga reliably improves fitness and flexibility in healthy populations. The practice has also been shown to be a potentially powerful therapeutic tool. In studies involving patients with a variety of musculoskeletal disorders, yoga was more helpful at reducing pain and improving mobility than other forms of low-impact exercise. Adding yoga to an existing exercise routine can improve strength and flexibility for hard-to-treat conditions like chronic lower back pain, rheumatoid arthritis, and osteoporosis. Yoga's mix of physical exercise and regimented breathing has proven similarly therapeutic for lung health. Lung diseases like chronic bronchitis, emphysema, and asthma shrink the passageways that carry oxygen, while weakening the membrane that brings oxygen into the blood. But breathing exercises like those found in yoga relax the muscles constricting those passageways and improve oxygen diffusion. Increasing the blood's oxygen content is especially helpful for those with weak heart muscles who have difficulty pumping enough oxygen throughout the body. And for those with healthy hearts, this practice can lower blood pressure and reduce risk factors for cardiovascular disease. Yoga's most widely celebrated benefit may be the most difficult to prove: its psychological effects. Despite the long-standing association between yoga and psychological well-being, there's little conclusive evidence on how the practice affects mental health. One of the biggest claims is that yoga improves symptoms of depression and anxiety disorders. Since diagnosis of these conditions varies widely, as do their origin and severity, it's difficult to quantify yoga's impact. However, there is evidence to suggest that yoga can help reduce symptoms of stress as well as meditation or relaxation. Research on the effects of yoga is still evolving. In the future, we'll need larger studies incorporating diverse participants, which can measure yoga's impact on heart attacks, cancer rates, cognitive function, and more. But for now, yoga can continue its ancient tradition as a way to exercise, reflect, and relax.
So students, we'll start our chapter with the introduction of yoga. So as you know, these days yoga has become universal. It solves the problems of health, physical fitness, and peace of mind. Yoga teaches us how to improve and control the condition of every part of our body. So now, meaning of yoga. Yoga is the oldest Indian way of dealing with the fitness, that is your physical as well as your mental fitness. Yoga has came from the Sanskrit word yuj, which means to unite or to join. Even though people tend to think that yoga is a series of exercise with twisted body poses, but it is not so. Basically, it helps the individual to connect with one's inner spirit, which is essentially divine and is connected to the universal spirit, or we can say God. So next is our importance of yoga. As you all know, the modern age is the age of stress, tension, and anxiety. Everybody is in hurry, everything is time bound, and man is running after them. This makes him tired physically as well as mentally. Most of the people are leading such life. As you know, everybody is leading such kind of life. So at this junction, yoga can be very important for us. The following point shows the importance of yoga. So number 1 is it reduces tension. Regular practicing of yoga is helpful to reduce the tension. Second is your improves concentration. Various techniques of yoga develop the concentration to great extent and thus improve memory and mental sharpness. Third is your clean respiratory organs. The respiratory organs of our body can be cleaned by various yogic exercises like Niti, Kapalabhati, etc. Fourth is your control sense organs. Various techniques of yoga develop the ability to control the sense organs. It develops them to function properly according to the individual's need. Fifth is relax the body. Rest and relaxation are essential for removing fatigue. Shavasana and Muktasana are very beneficial for relaxation. Sixth importance is cures various diseases. As yoga not only prevents us from many diseases but also cures them. The large number of diseases like asthma, high blood pressure, heart problems are cured by yoga. Seventh is reduce obesity. Yogic exercises can help in reducing obesity by reducing mental tension through meditative asanas. Obesity can also be reduced. Eighth is your keep the correct posture. Nowadays, posture deformities are very common in individual. If we perform yogic exercises regularly, we can keep the correct posture of body. Next importance is increases flexibility. By performing yoga, it increases the flexibility. It makes the body movement efficient and graceful. It is also helpful in preventing sports injuries. Muscles became flexible by performing Chakrasana, Dhanurasana, Halasana, etc. So students, next is your various types of asanas. For that, firstly you have to know what is asanas. So, as in your previous class also, you have studied the elements of yoga, from which one of the element was asanas. So, asanas are various postures of yoga. Asanas are body positions typically associated with the practice of yoga. These poses help to the person to remain healthy and balanced. These help to develop concentration. They keep the body free from diseases. So, the asanas are classified into 3 types. Number 1 is your meditative asana, or we can say dhyan mukta asana. These asanas should be practiced in peaceful atmosphere. They increase the concentration power. Second is your relaxative asanas. These asanas help in relaxation of physical and mental fatigue. They provide relaxation to our body and mind. Third classification of asanas is cultural or corrective asanas. These are very helpful in physical development. They provide efficiency to pranayam, pratyahara and dharana. Next is your benefits of asanas. So number 1 is asanas help to stronger your bones and joints. Next, better circulation of your blood. Third, respiratory system strengthen. Fourth, better digestion. Fifth, preventing mental illness. And sixth is it makes your muscles stronger. There are many other benefits also, but we are just studying the important one. So students, next topic which we are going to study is common health problems and how they can be prevented by performing yoga asanas. So the first is our obesity. Obesity is a disorder involving excessive body fat that increases the risk of health problems. Obesity often results from taking in more calories than are burned by exercise and normal daily activities. So, with the help of BMI, you can find out whether a person is obese, underweight, or normal weight. So, this is the chart in which it is shown that the BMI of a person which comes under the category of obese is 30 to 34.9, and extremely obese is more than 35 BMI. If a person is having more than 35 BMI, then it comes under the category of extremely obese. So next is your causes of obesity. So the most important cause of obesity is imbalance between your calories which you intake and calories expended. So calories intake means the calories you get from the food you consume. Calorie expenditure means the calorie you burn for basic body functions and during physical activities. So when your calories intake is more than the expenditure, you end up gaining weight, and that causes obesity. Second cause is lack of physical activities. So lack of physical activity is another important factor related to obesity. Many people have jobs that involve sitting at a desk for most of the day. They also rely on their cars rather than walking or cycling. For relaxation, many people tend to watch TV, browses the internet, or playing computer games, and rarely take regular exercises, which cause obesity. Third is your genetics. there are some rare genetic conditions that can cause obesity. A person is more likely to be obese if one or both the parents are obese. Fourth is your poor diet. Obesity doesn't happen overnight. It develops gradually over time as a result of poor diet and lifestyle choices, such as eating large amount of processed food or fast food that's high in sugar, fat, eating out a lot, eating large portion than you need, drinking too many sugar drinks, etc. leads to obesity. And fifth is your psychological factor. Obesity and mental health are two medical conditions often said to be closely related. A person's mental well-being can have direct impact on their weight. Under stress circumstances, individuals may be prompt to eat by their emotions rather than actual feeling of hunger. So next is your various yoga asanas to prevent obesity. So the asanas are Vajrasana, Hastotansana, Trikonasana, Ardha, Matsyendrasana. So next common health problem is your diabetes. Diabetes is a group of metabolic disorders characterized by a high blood sugar level over a prolonged period of time. Symptoms often include frequent urination, increased thirst, and increased appetite. If left untreated, diabetes can cause many complications. So diabetes can be classified into three categories, that is your type 1, type 2 and type 3. In type 1, where there is no production of insulin. In type 2, where the pancreas does not produce enough insulin. And the type 3, which occurs during pregnancy but may resolve after baby is delivered. So the causes of diabetes are, in type 1 diabetes, our immune system, which normally fight harmful bacteria or viruses, attacks and destroy our insulin producing cells in the pancreas. This leaves us with little or no insulin. Instead of being transported into our cells, sugar builds up in our bloodstreams. So the causes for pre-diabetes and type 2 diabetes are, our cells become resistant to the action of insulin and our pancreas is unable to make enough insulin to overcome this resistance. Instead of moving into our cells where it's needed for energy, sugar builds up in our bloodstream. So the various yoga asanas to prevent diabetes are Bhujangasana, Paschimottanasana, Pavan Muktasana and Ardha Matsyendrasana. The third common health problem is asthma. It is related to breathing. Asthma is a common lung condition that causes occasional breathing difficulties. Asthma is caused by swelling of breathing tubes that carry air in and out of the lungs. This makes the tube heavily sensitive, so they temporarily narrow. The various causes of asthma are airborne substances such as pollen, dust, mite, etc., respiratory infections, physical activity, exercises induce asthma, air pollutants, certain medication including beta blocker, aspirin, etc., strong emotions and stress, cold air. So these are the causes of asthma. The various asanas to prevent or cure asthma are Sukhasana, Chakrasana, Gomukhasana, Parvatasana, Bhujangasana, Paschimottanasana, Matsyaasana. So the next common health problem in human beings is hypertension. Hypertension is a condition in which the force of the blood against the artery walls is too high. Usually, hypertension is defined as the blood pressure above 140/90 and is considered severe if the blood pressure is above 180/120. There are two main types of high blood pressure, that is your primary and secondary high blood pressure. So the causes of high blood pressure could be age, family history, being overweighted, not being physically active, using tobacco, too much salt in your diet, drinking too much of alcohol, or stress. So the various asanas to cure or to prevent hypertension are Tadasana, Vajrasana, Pavan Muktasana, Chakrasana, Bhujangasana, and Shavasana. So the person having problem of hypertension or high blood pressure should practice all these asanas to reduce their hypertension. So the next common health problem is back pain. Back pain is a pain felt in back that usually originates from the muscles, nerves, bones, joints, or other structures of the spine. Back pain includes middle, upper, and lower back pain. Main causes of back pain are lack of physical activities, lack of flexibility, and excessive pressure on the back. The various causes of back pain are muscle or ligament strain, age, lack of exercise, excessive weight, disease, or skeletal irregularity. The various asanas to prevent or cure back pain are Tadasana, Ardha Matsyendrasana, Vakrasana, Shalbasana, and Bhujangasana. So now we will study various types of yoga asanas which help us to cure all these common health problems which we have studied already. So now we'll study the procedure and the contradiction of the asanas one by one. So the first asana is your Vajrasana. This asana is a meditative posture. The procedure, benefits, precaution, and contradictions are there. Second is Hastotansana. Third is Trikonasana. So the procedures are there. Fourth is Ardha Matsyendrasana. Fifth is your Bhujangasana. Sixth is Paschimottanasana. Seventh is Pavan Muktasana. Eighth is Sukhasana, which is also called meditative pose. Ninth is Chakrasana. 10th is Gomukhasana.
As you have seen me practicing different yoga asanas, with this we will conclude our Unit 3, Yoga and Lifestyle. Thank you so much, students. Stay healthy, stay fit.